Alright, so I finished the particle editing script, so I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and kind of go through the plan I had and how it works and how you could change it to, change any of these values that you think are important or whatever. So the first thing I did is basically I noted what variables are important for me. This right here is the portal. This right here is the X rotation value. You can see that it's the second entry in the NX specs 2. So it's going to be this right here. And then this here is just my hack where I store the wrong automatically calculated rotation. And this was basically just so I could like copy this into REPL and see like, okay, my hack thinks it should be this, but it's wrong. So then I thought, okay, so the first thing I need to do is print the value on the portal. Then when a button is held, I want to listen for two buttons to bring the number up or down, and hopefully when it looks good, you just look at the screen and you see this is the value and you can, set it that way. So this is the definition for the warp gate right here. The warp gate uses particle 765. And then it has this init specs field like all particles do. This would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, and so on. So down here where you see me getting part ID table 765, that's the warp gate, and it specs 2. So this here is getting the second value here, which is going to be the X, which they use for rotation. And yeah, that's pretty much how I gathered all the information that I knew I was going to need. And now I start just writing some basic code. So the first thing I want to do is when the portal exists and we're not holding L1, just print what the value is, and I let the color be yellow. So if we look in game, you see this is the value, and then it prints the value. Then the next thing we want to do is when the warp gate exists and we are holding L1, we want to make it green just so that we know, okay, it knows that we're pushing L1. So you can see it turning green when I hit L1. And then inside of this win, which goes all the way down to here, we say if we hold right, we are going to set the value to the value plus meters 0.1. And if we hold left, we are going to set it to the value minus meters 0.001. And hopefully I can make the game bigger here. Okay, now the game is bigger. You can see I'm holding L1, and you can see, let me see if you can see my mouse on screen. Yeah, so you can see this like big gap here because this is rotated to point out like this. If I hold L1 and I push right, you can see the number going up, and then I can just kind of like slowly tweak it, and you can see that it's rotating. And I forget what number looks good here, but like, yeah, you can, oh, that doesn't look horrible. You would have to apply this same thing to like, I don't know if you can see that ring. Yeah, you can. But you'd have to apply the same logic to be able to find the correct values for probably these little particles and this ring and set them all to be this. But as you can see this here, if you go and you can set it, you could try like, let's see, what does value negative look like? And you can just see, okay, this is bad. And you can find your correct values and then just set them in your code. So, goodbye.